Hi, I'm Erin. Just before I start, how many of you in here are hiring managers? How many of you hire developers? Okay, so if there's some of my audience here. So I used to work for Matasano, and one of the things we did really well at Matasano was hiring. So Matasano was one of the largest software security consultancies in the company, and I want to tell you a story about how we did it. But first, some years ago, I was on my way to a job interview, and I stopped at Starbucks to get a cup of coffee to sort of brace myself for what was about to happen. And the woman who handed me the cups was like, "Have a nice day." You know, they say, "Have a nice day." And without thinking too much, I responded, "I hope so. I'm on my way to a job interview." And she wished me good luck. And so did everyone in earshot. And as I walked out of the Starbucks, it occurred to me that interviewing is such a deeply unpleasant experience, that 6 strangers in the 3rd largest city in the United States had somehow connected with me on a personal level and felt compelled to root for me. So I pulled a bunch of other, like several dozen well-paid developers, software security consultants, a couple of startup founders, just for good measure, and I asked them to tell me about their worst experiences interviewing. And some patterns easily emerged, so I decided to make fun of them by giving them names. The first one is they put me in a room full of people. And sometimes I hear a spin on this. We did pair coding. Am I louder over here than I am over here? Maybe this pair coding part is not as bad, but if you actually do need your engineers to work in a hive, trial by jury is reflective of your workplace. But as an interview, it is unbalanced and it distorts results. And so the next one was, "I'll take obscure C++ syntactical shorthands for 800, Alex." And this is pretty self-explanatory. It's a power trip. There's the infamous Microsoft question, how many golf balls can you fit inside of a Boeing 747? I guess it depends on how fast you unpack them before they escort you off the plane. But this is where the interviewer gets to show off and asks your candidates to disgorge information that really isn't relevant to what you're doing. And then, okay, the exam. So they made me take an aptitude test. This is how I learned what Wonderlic is. I'd never heard of this before. And I kind of have a fascination with aptitude tests, but I'd never heard of this one before. So in the research that I did for this talk, there was research on aptitude tests and how they reflect on job performance. And the results weren't statistically insignificant, but they also weren't terribly powerfully predictable. So, and this one